Hello, I'm Mukala Kabongo, and on this edition of the LCTV News, election recount, Lynn English high lockdown, Christmas craft fair and kids party, and more. On the Lynn Lowdown, we talked YouthBuild North Shore. Here's this week's LCTV News for Friday, December 10th, 2021.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Columbia Insurance Agency, serving the Lynn community for over 60 years with home, auto, and business insurance.
On Tuesday, an election recount for the Ward 4 race affirmed Rich Colucci's victory over Natasha Madri. Colucci originally won the November 2nd race by 56 votes. The recount showed that Colucci won by 59 votes. The recount was overseen by City Hall staff, City Solicitor George Markopoulos, Assistant Solicitor James Wellock, and City Clerk and Elections Chief Janet Rowe. Colucci said he was pleased with the results of the recount. Earlier this week, Lynn English High went into lockdown after it was discovered a student brought a BB gun to the school. At approximately 10:20 a.m., officers responded to reports of a student with a possible gun on campus. This prompted the school to go on lockdown for 35 minutes. Authorities were able to apprehend the suspected student. The student is being charged with the threat of dangerous items and possession of alcohol under the age of 21. The City of Lynn's Fire Department received a new pumper truck for their Broadway Firehouse location. The new fire engine was delivered on Tuesday. This engine will be the largest engine for the department. The engine has a 1,000-gallon water tank on it, which will help with the steady supply of water for instances such as brush fires, which happen frequently in Lynn Woods during the spring and summertime. The engine also has a plethora of electronics. The engine costs approximately $565,000. Fire Chief Stephen Archer said that this new engine will provide the department with what they need. The engine will replace two engines that were in service since 1999 and 2002. Over the weekend, LCTV was in attendance at the Knights of Columbus for the Christmas Craft Fair and Children's Party. Here's more.
We got the Christmas craft fair down at the Lynn Knights of Columbus. We have this every year where we sell tables to vendors and people come down and buy their Christmas presents or shop. And we also have a kids party that Santa comes around 1 o'clock and they get to take pictures with Santa. All of it goes to the money we raise for our charities. So it's just another event to try to raise as much money as we can to give to all of our charities. Kids definitely are happy to see Santa, and the turnout has been pretty good this year, and hopefully it'll be better next year too, and we'll keep growing. It just brings everybody together to celebrate Christmas and try to get your shopping done at some vendors that are part of the community, so you're helping them out too.
And now for the sports update. high school basketball season kicks off today with a few Lint teams in action. On the boys' end, the St. Mary's boys basketball team will travel to Beverly to kick off their season as they go against the Panthers. The Lady Spartans are also on the road today as they hit the road to take on Pentucket. On Saturday, the 28th annual Paul Duquesne Girls Basketball Jamboree will take place at Lynn Classical. 18 teams will participate in this early season showcase. Games begin at 2 p.m. when North Reading takes on Melrose, followed by Medford taking on Swampscott. Marblehead will go against Georgetown. Somerville takes on Saugus. Danvers will take on Triton. Malden and Peabody will follow. Then Bill Ricker and St. Mary's will match up. Lynn English will go against Bishop Fenwick. And the night will be capped off when Lynn Classical and Hamilton Wenham close out the evening. On Tuesday, Lynn English High boys basketball team kick off their season against Chelsea. Lint Tech is also at home against Essex Tech to kick their season off. Lynn Classical boys host Somerville. St. Mary Spartans will have their home opener against Arlington Catholic. Lynn English Lady Bulldogs will also be on the road when they take on Chelsea High. Boston College Eagles have now won 3 in a row after their 73-57 win over Notre Dame last Friday in their ACC opener. Center James Carnick once again led the way for the Eagles with 17 points and 13 rebounds. TJ Bickerstaff also added 14 points. The Eagles defense did a number on the Irish as they held them to under 40% shooting from the field and 28% from the three. BC is back on the court tomorrow when they visit St. Louis. Northeastern University moved to 6-4 on the season after defeating in-state rival UMass 82-76 Tuesday night at the Matthews Center. 4 different Huskies scored in double figures, led by Shaq Walters, who had a team-high 16 points to go along with 5 rebounds. The Huskies used a 14-6 run late in the second half to pull away from the Minutemen. Northeastern takes on Davidson this Sunday at 2 p.m. The Boston Bruins ended a 2-game losing streak last night as they defeated the Edmonton Oilers 3-2. Brad Marchand would get things going for the Bruins in the first with his goal off a Patrice Bergeron assist to make it 1-0. In the second, Taylor Hall would find Jake DeBrusk on a power play to make it 2-0 Bruins. The Oilers would respond with a Leon Draisaitl goal that made it 2-1. Draisaitl would tie things up in the third on a power play. Matt Grzelcyk would break the tie to give the Bruins the 3-2 lead in the third. The Bruins are back on the ice tomorrow when they take on the Calgary Flames. The Boston Celtics are now 1-3 on their West Coast road trip after falling to the Clippers 114-111 Wednesday night. Jason Tatum led the way for the Celtics as he notched a double-double with 29 points to go along with 10 rebounds. Clippers rookie Brandon Boston Jr. had a big night as he notched a career high with 27 points. The Celtics wrap up their road trip tonight in Phoenix when they take on the Suns. The New England Patriots have now won 7 in a row after defeating the Buffalo Bills 14-10 Monday night. It was ground and pound for the Pats offense as they rushed for 222 yards, led by Damian Harris, who rushed for 111 yards, including a 64-yard touchdown run. Ramondre Stevenson added 78 yards on 24 carries. With the win, the Patriots moved to 9-4 on the season and are the number 1 seed in the AFC. The Pats will look to extend their winning streak to 8 this Sunday when they take on the Colts. On this week's Lynn Lowdown, we were joined by Michael Quigley and Jasmine Grady. Here's this week's Lowdown. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown, and today we are talking YouthBuild North Shore. We got some special guests. How are y'all doing today?
Doing really good. Thank you for having me.
Doing good, yeah. You sure?
We're doing good, yeah.
You calm now? You
Relax,
calm?
absolutely.
Now that we're going to get this interview started, I know you're a little nervous at first, but first, talk to me about the YouthBuild. Talk to me about this organization and some of the things that you all do.
Yeah, so YouthBuild North Shore, by the way, I'm Mike Quigley, I'm the program director. We've been around for 7 years, serving young people aged 16 to 24 from the Lynn and Salem neighborhoods. And basically it's for a young person who's disconnected from school. So they've either dropped out. Typically 90% of our population is someone who did drop out of high school. They need a program, and so YouthBuild offers a variety of different things to help that young person do well. So we'll offer a high set preparation. If you don't know what the high set is, it's basically the GED. It's a high school equivalency diploma. We offer preparation for that exam so you pass it, and we actually have a 90% passing rate on that test, which compared to the national average of 36% is really high. And then we have some training components where we have a construction component where the young person learns how to build affordable housing and become a carpenter, and they do that through hands-on work. And we have a healthcare track through a partnership with North Shore Community College where the young person comes to us for their education and goes to the college to get a certificate as a CNA. That one's new, but we're excited about it because it opens up more options for the youth.
Yeah, it definitely gives them something to build on afterwards, because you never know what they could do afterwards. How did you get involved with the program?
Well, I wanted to work in an organization that was big on providing supports and resources for young adults. When I was in high school, I don't know explicitly anybody I could go to if I had any needs. And so YouthBuild is an organization where you can go to a life coach or a case manager and tell them everything you need. And we'll work really hard to get those supports in place. So
that's really interesting, and I like the aspect that you guys help them, with the trade aspect too, because not everybody could go to college. Or not everybody wants to go to college, and the trades are always going to be there, and we have Lint Tech here, but we see more and more that a lot of folks are utilizing those trade skills and going into the workforce. Yeah,
and I think too, the opportunity to get into the trade aren't always provided to the young people that we work with. So something happened along the way where they were left out of the classroom. Maybe they were asked to sit in the back. They didn't have a caring adult that they connected with, and they just never got provided that opportunity. And so at YouthBuild, when you come to us, you're respected as soon as you walk through the door. Nobody's judging you on past mistakes. We don't have long discussions about why high school didn't work out. We don't have long discussions about why you talked back to a guidance counselor. We see your potential right away. We already know that you're smart. We already know that you're hardworking. We already know that you're capable. So now the onus is on you. We're going to give you the opportunity to do something great with it. And that's what makes our program work. And there's some other perks that we can offer that other programs can't, right, Jasmine?
Yeah, what are these perks that you're offering?
Well, our young people earn a stipend, so they get paid bi-weekly to essentially go to school. They also will earn an educational award after doing 450 hours of community service, which we provide for them and we do it with them. So they're not trying to research where can I go to get these 450 hours. We do it with them every other Friday here in this neighborhood locally. And if they go to college or they enroll into a trade program or they get a job, we would provide them with a laptop and other tools or essentials that they would need for wherever they end up at.
Oh, it's also interesting. We have 2 co-op kids in here from Lint Tech that are utilizing that co-op too. And there's 4 tech. We got 2 tech alums here as well too. So Lint Tech has been very, very instrumental with us.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad that they provide a good service to you, but I mean, hats off to you for giving that opportunity to a young person where they can start thinking about their future outside of the classroom. Yeah. Those skills that they work on, those success skills, just talking to their supervisor like, hey, I got to call out today, I'm not feeling good, or this is something I'm dealing with, I really don't know how to work the camera. Like, those can be really difficult conversations if you never actually put them into practice. So that's what programs like what you're doing with Lint Tech and that YouthBuild provide, beyond the certificate to the construction work site. We're preparing you for life itself. And one thing that I can say about our program is that the young people, they do earn a stipend. They get all that great stuff. But what I think is the most valuable aspect of the program is that they leave better than when they came in. And that's something I've seen doing YouthBuild now for 13 years. I've been working in this movement.
And would you also say that YouthBuild also helps like bring stability to them, you know, because they may or may not have stability, but you all put them on this path. It gives them a little sense of stability and, you know, a clearer thought of what they actually want out of life.
Absolutely. We have life skill groups. We have a future success class, leadership development, and college readiness. You know, we want our young people to come in and be self-sufficient, autonomous individuals. And because the program is essentially 6 months to a year, it's an accelerated program. So these are the skills that they are going to need, you know, outside of the program, to the real world.
Do you guys also help those who may be who are teenage parents?
Yeah, so we have a young parents program as part of our YouthBuild program. So young parents who have a cash case open with the local Department of Transitional Assistance office, they get referred into our program. And they're part of YouthBuild, but they also have a separate track where there's parenting classes and leadership development classes specifically just set up for them.
They also set up for as far as like watching the child, or do y'all assist with that as well?
Well, we do. And the way we assist is that their cash case actually pays for childcare through DTA, so we actually assist with finding that childcare, which if you're a parent, you know, can be really difficult to find the childcare that's open, that's taking people. So we'll help assist with that process.
That is great. Now, how do people sign up?
Yeah, so they can go to our North Shore CDC website and fill out our online application, or they can literally just drop in at 96 Lafayette Street in Salem, Mass, and walk right in and we'll give them an application.
Do you guys have any functions coming up or anything that you guys host that you know, gets people to come and learn more about the program? That's
a good question. Every Wednesday at 11 o'clock we have a virtual open house. So that's for anybody that wants to learn about the program, and that's the first step for anybody. Come to that open house and you'll get an in-depth presentation about what we do. And I think it's also important, you had asked Jasmine how she got into this work. I think our stories about why we connected to YouthBuild are so important. And I know we don't have a long time, so I'll make this quick. 13 years ago when I started working out of college, I was working in the public schools in the community that I was raised in Quincy, Massachusetts. And I had a really good experience as a high school student. And I was there teaching history class. And part of my job as a high school teacher at Quincy High School was in-school suspension, which I think might be against the law now. But back then it was a room with no windows, and young people were asked to sit there and not speak all day. And there was a young man in that room with me who was brilliant, and he dropped out of school. And at the end of the year, I lost my job. I didn't have a contract with Quincy High School anymore. And about 5 months after that, I went to an interview at Quincy YouthBuild, and he was there. His name's Ryan, and he was in a suit. And he said, "Mr. Quigley, it's good to see you." And I'm like, "Ryan, what's up? Like, why are you here in a suit?" And he was like, "Well, I joined Quincy YouthBuild after dropping out, and I'm on the leadership team here, and part of being a leadership student is to interview potential employees. I saw your application and I gave you a reference." I was like, "What?" And then, so you think at that moment I knew I wanted that job.
See how the world works?
Yeah.
the world
and
works.
that's an example of YouthBuild working, right?
Definitely. You talk about in-school suspension. I imagine Saturday detention. I had to deal with that a couple more times. Before we get out of here, please let the people know if they want to know more about YouthBuild. Please let them know the website, number to contact, all that great stuff.
Sure. So Jasmine had talked about the website, northshorecdc.com. You go to programs and you just click YouthBuild. There's an application there you can fill out. You can email myself, Michael at northshorecdc.com. Or call me at 978. .org, yeah, thank you. 978-219-5362. And just leave a message and we'll get back to you.
All right, there you go. For more information, look at the stuff's on the screen. So if you want to learn more, go ahead and check them out. This is some great work that they are all doing. Thank you two for coming on here on this nice weather outside on the Monday morning. You all have been watching the Lynn Lowdown. Have a great day. And now time for local events from the community calendar. On Monday from 2 p.m. until 6 p.m., the Kids in the Community Music and Art program will be taking place at St. Stephen's Church on South Common Street. Children ages 6 to 12 will have the opportunity to learn drumming, keyboards, creative writing, help with homework, and more. Parents interested in registering their children for the program can call 781-599-4220 or email smorrissey@stephenslynn.org. The program will go on until Thursday, December 16th. To find out more about the community calendar, visit linntv.org. Thank you for watching the LCTV News. Make sure to subscribe to the LCTV Facebook page as well as the LCTV YouTube channel. Also visit linntv.org to watch any show at any time on your computer, phone, or tablet. This week's LCTV News episode will be the last broadcast of the year. We will see you all in 2022. I'm Mukala Kabongo. Have a great day.